Hey guys, it's Cody. More and more often, Netflix announces a new release that looks absolutely insane and really gets me pumped up for their original content. And that's exactly what happened when they dropped the trailer for Velvet Buzzsaw. But before we dive in, do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button and turn the notifications on. It'll keep you up to date with everything we're doing here at CinemaBlend, and it'll make my bosses happy. The movie has an A+ cast with Jake Gyllenhaal, Toni Collette, and John Malkovich, just to name a few. And it's the first time Gyllenhaal has teamed up with director Dan Gilroy since his 2014 objectively badass directorial debut, Nightcrawler. So before we get into the art of murder, I have to lay out some plot details because there's a lot of moving parts here. The movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal as Morph, an influential art critic whose reviews seem to invariably make or break artists' careers. Morph gets romantically involved with the hopeful gallery protege Josefina, and there's also kind of this weird love triangle that sort of includes David Diggs, but that's not really too essential to the plot. Josefina is desperate to make a name for herself in the art world when, lo and behold, she discovers her elderly neighbor has died, and guess what he just so happened to leave behind? His giant collection of unique and freaky art pieces, of course all signed with his name, Dees. She steals the pieces against his wishes to have them destroyed, hoping to turn a profit and finally achieve fame. When her boss finally gets wind of these paintings, she immediately recognizes their potential, and so the two begin plotting an exhibition, and the paintings do in fact take the art world by storm. Our eccentric art critic Morph also becomes obsessed with Dees's work and begins investigating further into the life of the deceased artist and uncovers a brutal past filled with childhood abuse, excessive psychiatric treatment, and even murder. But it truly gets creepy when we discover that he had used actual blood as an ingredient in many, if not all, of his crazy paintings. This all leads to some serious consequences for our opportunistic art lovers when Dees's pieces start killing them left and right. A gallery owner is hung in one of his own displays, Toni Collette gets her arm ripped off like Georgie from It, and even our guy Morph gets taken out by a trash robot that looks suspiciously like Fred Armisen. I mean, this robot is definitely Fred Armisen, right? Right? I mean, it has to be.
Look, we're looking! Look hard! All right, get your pupils focused!
The last woman left standing is the ruthless art dealer, Rodora. She gets rid of all of the artwork in her house, hoping this will spare her life and put an end to the madness. But right as she sits down to rest her head and finally relax, her saw blade tattoo from her former punk band, Velvet Buzzsaw, slowly starts spinning on the back of her neck, spitting blood and claiming yet another victim. The last scene shows a street artist who has somehow gotten his hands on the discarded, haunted artwork. We see him sell a Dees painting for, I don't know, $5? To an unsuspecting couple before hanging up another, presumably starting the whole killing cycle over again. As the credits roll, we see Piers doodling in the sand and watching the waves wash away his art, a fitting conclusion to his arc as a fading artist. So what does all this mean? Well, don't disrespect the dead for one, or you might end up dead yourself, seems like an obvious message. Another subtle yet cliche point is to not sell out. Once you abandon your passion in lieu of fame, you'll lose yourself, or in this case, your life. This film is great in that it leaves a lot open for us to interpret, but it's also about art that comes to life and kills people, so it's inherently a little silly in that very 90s Goosebumps TV show kind of way. But what did you think? Did the film leave you with a larger message to chew on? Did you have fun with it, or was it just a little too weird? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to CinemaBlend for all your entertainment news.
Critique is so limiting and emotionally draining. No originality. No courage.
I can't save you.